This is my forest, my land, my Shawnee Hills, like the boy here and for you, me, all of us. It's a place that lifts you up, offers you a time to listen, to think, to be your own being, and see this aging plant line. And looking closer, you can see tree and stone locked for life. Planet Earth's history doesn't end in the forest. Look to the cliffs where fold upon fold of the land has been scooped and leveled by the great ice age. Here where you walk was once near the northern shoreline of the Gulf of Mexico. As man cuts away at his ridge, or weather is the shaping tool, the earth gives up its secrets to those who read the eroding scrolls. Here a lifetime resident of Southern Illinois seeks his own chapter of a forgotten era. Satisfied in reading a page in geological time, he moves on. To the south of him was once an inland sea, the Gulf of Mexico. As the Laurentian ice sheet receded 10,000 years ago, ancient man came to this land of the Shawnee Hills and left his trace, but the footsteps of time probe much deeper. You're surrounded by landmark of bluff and cliff. Look close, for you are seeing a geological index with reference to the Pennsylvanian and Mississippian periods of planet Earth's antiquity, 280 to 350 million years ago. The chapters in this book of time are told in fossils and fauna of snails, ferns, and shell embedded in rock or fluorspar. Such today in our Southern Illinois is this evidence on either hand in the miracle of creation. Within our Shawnee Hills, on every horizon, you can see above this glacial dust the ridges and buttes, reminders all of surface upheavals and earthy stress and the eternal law of change. Here on the face of this bluff, look at the works of the master, sculptured by the winds, the rains, the shrubs, the heat and the cold of the elements. By sundown of a day, when color is warm on the ridge, forget time and eternity, just pause. Seek your own happiness in the reflection of sun from hill. And so as you move among the hills in winter and you see mats and patches of green on rock and tree, remember it is more than color. It is life. A living thing which has been with your planet these long and yet so short millions of years. Moss has survived through surface change, even as man must in his time. Now that we know where we are in the geologic scheme of things, let us seek beauty to the eye, like pattern and mold of this natural bridge. Here again, the art is by the elements. This arch, which spans the ravine, is 90 feet long. Once, our early pioneers used it for mule and wagon. Today, a lonely trail dips and bends to this attraction within our Shawnee National Forest. For those who explore the many trails within the Shawnee Hills, one day you'll find man-made stone walls or fences. For many years, they were known as stone forts. Later evidence indicates the rock walls may have been buffalo traps. Driven by Indians, the buffalo herd stampeded into these V-shaped rock enclosures, the narrow end opening at cliff edge. The buffalo that fell were food and shelter for the tribe. As in all ancient lands, there are legends too. One is about the buzzard's drink. The man asks the boy, "How does the buzzard get his water up on this ledge? It's been dry, no rain." "Come, I'll show you their drink." "There's water, but no rain." "How?" the boy asks. "The buzzards bring it up," the man said. Well, so the legend goes. There comes a time, like in all places throughout the world. Winter is pushed back, and spring is near. A peach bud nearby reaches out from its winter sleep. A stubble field awaits the plow. And above the ridge, cumulus clouds work their miracles of spring. Perhaps nowhere else on this planet can you witness better the miracle of spring than within the Shawnee Hills. Tree, cloud, and sky all seem to make their own music. In this land between the Mississippi and Ohio rivers, water in pond and lake is a playground for duck and geese. A hole in the ice is little more than a merry-go-round. Within these hills and valleys, man-made lakes and basins each year attract thousands upon thousands of wild geese. Winter can hold no longer. Ice, moss, and oak leaf talk it over. The icicle begins to fade. A stream is born. In nature, all things have their assignment. The stream helps clear away the debris of winter. The dried oak leaf must go. Icy water beats down to dislodge, to move this leaf. Even the wind sweeps the land to make way for the green, the spring, the laughter in the rapids. All the forest in this water valley seems to sing.
Water valley where I lived as a lad, working hard to farm the land with Mom and Dad. Here I roamed in summer sun and winter snow, learned to love the water valley that I know. How I love my water valley, running springs, that fill the streams. Take me back to Water Valley, to the hills so soft and green. Oh, hill and ridge mark the home that I knew. Whispering trees in simple ways as I grew. Lonely sounds of the sad morning dove. Water Valley, valley home that I love. How I love my Water Valley, running springs that fill the streams. Take me back to Water Valley, to the hills so soft and green.
And so, as always, winter loses its struggle to spring. And one day the big rivers are full and summer has arrived. The Ohio laps its shore, soon ready to join the Mississippi. Now flood swollen from spring rains and melting snows from the river's headwaters, to our Shawnee Hills, planet Earth continues its creation from tearing down to building anew. For the pages of our land's history are ever changing, just like you and me. For where do we begin? And where do we end? To some of us here in Shawnee country, the coming of spring has its sober moments. Thousands of wild geese come each fall to Southern Illinois and stay in one of several wildlife areas. Scouts in the flock know it's time to again bend their wings for their flight home to North Country, deep in Manitoba, Canada. These Canadian geese in one winter will average as many as 50,000 in just one refuge. And so the word is carried from flock to flock. Eat and rest, gather your families. The North calls. As one, they're up and away. And in this miracle of creation, with their built-in inner sense, the flock wheels, gets direction, and follows the ancient Mississippi flyway. They turn toward the magic fan of northern lights near the Arctic Circle. But the sky can't be lonely. Easter clouds move in, flying their own magic carpet of white on blue. At one time on Earth, the dogwood was said to be a tree of strong trunk and limb, its timber straight and true. It was said to have been the wood which formed the cross upon which Christ was crucified. And so the legend goes, upon hearing of the crucifixion, the dogwood grieved. His Savior heard of this sorrow, and he said, "Because you are grieving for me, never again shall you grow large enough and strong enough to be used to bring pain to another. You shall be slender, and by your flower they shall remember me. There shall be 2 long and 2 short petals, and on the outer edge of each petal there shall be a stain as though from my blood. At the center, I will place a crown of thorns. And from this day on, when man sees the dogwood tree, he shall remember me. Once spring has won its victory over winter, those who seek the lonely trail within our Shawnee National Forest can never forget watching this everlasting sequence of creation. It is seen on the moist earthen floor within our hills. Miniature flowers in delicate shades are everywhere looking up to those who will look and see. Then there are times when the forest overcomes the flowering shrubs, for here in Southern Illinois, two growing zones clash. The result? More than 75 varieties of trees are found in one area of the forest alone. More than 800 flowering plants and shrubs crowd for their place in the Shawnee sun. When blossoms are at their peak, 170 different species have... And if there need be the grand curtain to spring, how else could it be more symbolic than with the bee, the flower? Beauty carried to the cliff, the shrub, and the sky. At last, summer comes to the hills. It is many things here in Shawnee land, always flowers. Canyons scooped out by antiquity. Green trees everywhere. Camping. Recreation for all. And always the rivers. Water. Like the music Water Valley, it's all here in these Shawnee Hills. Summer in the Shawnee Hills for some is a time to look back. For the people of our hills fought for what they believed to be right. And today they still live and work close to the soil. One day, there's a new restlessness over the hills. The thunder is telling us something. It's grumbling. It's time for summer to move on, to give way to the cold rains. And as our story began, so it closes. This is our forest, our land, these Shawnee Hills of Southern Illinois.